Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to another video here with me, Arne. We're playing Standard and we're trying out a brew of mine, a deck that I've already had on my radar maybe half a year ago. But at that point, there was just not enough, or maybe a year, I don't know, half a year. There was just not enough support for it, and I sort of scratched the idea. But now with the recent addition of Collector's Vault also to this archetype, I want to give it a shot. So what is the deal here? We're basically playing a blue-black control deck with a flash game plan. And we have Graveyard Shift as our reanimation spell, which gains flash when we have 5 different mana types in our graveyard. So that means we play 1-drops, 2-drops, and so on and so on. And we just need 5 of different types in the grave. Yeah, that is what you're trying to accomplish. And of course, then at instant speed, you can surprise your opponent by putting in a Titan of Industry or an Atraxa and win the game that way and just go completely over the top. It's sort of like a combo control deck. Yeah, I don't think this deck is like anything crazy. I don't think it's gonna be able to, you know, be consistently better than the top decks in the format. But I think it is, you know, it's a playable brew, and I've worked on it a little bit, and you know, I just enjoy playing, you know, blue-black controlling combo decks. So yeah, we're playing Consider, which helps putting stuff in the graveyard, of course, and helps with the enabling that 5 or more mana values, and then cut down is excellent here. What else do we have? Yeah, we have counter and removal, pretty standard stuff. Tainted Indulgence, which functions as a discard outlet for our fatties, but also then becomes a draw too when we enabled all our things. We have First for Knowledge, mostly a discard outlet, but can also discard Mirrorshell Crab or Collector's Vault, which then you don't have to discard 2 cards. But yeah, it's basically 3 mana. Draw 3, discard, you know, a fatty or 2 even. Scattered Thoughts, similar to Memory Deluge, basically does the same, but puts the card in the graveyard afterwards, so it's perfect with big reanimation things. And yeah, Collector's Vault is nice in the sense that you can always discard these guys. Yeah, so one thing about Collector's Vault, I tried the list with 4 of them, but then I figured out that I really wanted to keep up 2 mana in the early game, especially on turn 2. So this was more like a 4 mana play, and at that point it's a bit slow when it gets going. So I trimmed it down to 2 copies and just added back an Indulgence, which Indulgence, you know, just always does its thing. I think the Vault is stronger in decks that don't play blue. So if, for example, if you're Boros, Invoke Justice, Reanimation, then I think the Vault is probably a 4-off. And Rakdos, I would also try it as a 4-off. Even though the Rakdos Reanimator list I took from the World Championship that I also made a video on, didn't play Collector's Vault at all, which I found a bit confusing. I don't know if they tried it or not, but I would definitely look towards playing it in that deck. Yeah, and then we have Crab, which is a counterspell, but also a reanimation thing. So in a pinch, you can just reanimate this as a 5/7 ward free. You know, against like an aggressive deck, they cannot really get through this sometimes. Mono red, for example, might be useful to just have additional. And also you gotta consider this is flash. Often this has flash, so flashing in a big creature in combat when they try to attack with something can be pretty devastating. And yeah, if you flash in a Titan of Industry, that is obviously ridiculous. And Atraxa is pretty nice too. I played a list that had more Atraxa, but I soon figured out that this deck doesn't necessarily need card draw. It already draws a lot of cards and has card advantage. So the Atraxa ability of getting a big body and then drawing like more cards isn't as much needed. What you want more is like actual board presence. So Titan of Industry and Itali come to mind, of course. Itali, though, I think Itali can be good in a reanimation deck. You can just flip a lot of your reanimation spells, but the rest of the deck is not so powerful. Yeah, so I mean, you could dork around, play like 1 Itali, and then over the course of a long game, especially in a domain ramp mirror match, Itali can be, you know, the best thing to get back. But Titan is just this powerful card that always does something really, really nasty, like comes down, destroys that enchantment, just makes a 4/4, gains you life against the aggressive decks, puts 2 bodies down. It's very nice against the domain ramp deck where you just continuously blow up leyline bindings and up the beanstalks. Yeah, so I think the Titan is just the safest pick, essentially. And then we also have Virtue of Persistence, another reanimation card that also works, of course, as an early game removal. Mirrex and Field of Ruin, finally a deck that can allow itself to play both of these cards. You know, and Esper, you of course cannot afford to play Field of Ruin. Here you have some basics. And Field of Ruin is just very nice these days. There's lots of Mirrexes, there's Mishra's Foundries, and there's the new Manlands. So Field of Ruin actually having it available to you is quite nice. Sideboard, we're looking at, you know, more removal, Duress to get your graveyard shift through. We have some Path of Perils for the aggro decks. I tried a Jace in this sort of anti-control flexible card. You could play Liliana of the Veil, Chromos, Siege Shark, you could play Kaito, but Jace seems nice in the way that it supports your own game plan by milling you, and then also you draw a lot of cards, so you could get to 20 cards in your graveyard frequently, so you can just draw free with the Jace. I don't think it's like slam dunk, you have to play this in this slot, but it has served its purpose. So, Disdainful Stroke, of course, ramp is prevalent. You just need those, negate, and then a couple more removals, a Sheoldred down here, and a Gix's Command as a flexible card that's quite good against Esper Legends, but also can be brought in against the various aggro decks, of course. Yeah, that is Dimir Reanimator, my little brewski. Let's try it out. But mulligans, this hand is perfectly fine. I'm just looking for big creatures now. And I guess to fill up all the 5 types, but Scattered Thoughts plus these 1-drops should hopefully get me there. Oh, mono red, okay. Mono red on a mulligan to 5. Let's see. That's some interesting mountains. Not seen these before. The chick can live. I keep this for harder hitting 2-drop or 3-drop, although the 2-drop they likely don't have, but maybe they have a Squee. Definitely want to kill a Squee with that cut down. I guess against mono red you would want to play a Swamp here on turn 2 instead of the second Darkslick Shores because of Furnace Punisher. Just so in case these days people don't play that card in main deck necessarily, but some do, maybe, and just free to play around it. The only downside would be if I draw the 3rd copy of the Darkslick Shores, I play free. Yeah, but I mean that's a very slim chance of happening. So, okay, Takenuma I do not need, so I have 2 types in the grave, and the Darkslick is nice. Sheoldred's Edict, all right. Sorry, another cut down I meant to say, not Darkslick. Already had that. Squee time? No squee. At this point, I'm just going to cut down this because I have the Sheoldred's Edict anyways to kill a bigger creature, so I need to kill the chick to accomplish that. And, you know. Post-combat. Okay. Well, guess I'll just pass. The post-combat Reveler. Sure. I was hoping they go for Monstrous Raid, but they decided against doing that. Okay. So if I find a land and a big creature, I can then next turn flash in. You know, hopefully a Titan of Industry. Let's go. Come on. Yes! Let's go. Oh, this is too good to be true, huh? Because this means we have 7 types now. 7 types. God, I can't talk. 5 types. Because we got the 7 in the grave. And we can do the instant speed Titan on turn 5 against mono red. Oh, baby. Just how I drew it up. Imagine you're just getting into the ladder and you're mulling into 5 and your opponent puts a Titan of Industry into play on turn number 5 at instant speed while you're attacking with your Etching of Commando. Yeah. Pond has to be like baffled and looking at the screen but in sheer disbelief now. Okay, yeah, I'll block with my 7/7. Maybe they have enough removal to kill it. If they do so, I mean, looks like they do, but yeah, that means it will die, sure, but I think at that point I'm gonna be pretty okay with my hand here. Alright, and we can draw 2 more cards. A Virtue of Persistence, play the land. Yeah, and at this point I'm just a blue-black control deck, and with 6 cards to 2, it's done. Alright, opponent still wants to play. Sure. Yeah, I guess I'll take the damage. I just virtue that. I mean, I don't know why my opponent is still in the game, but I guess they don't know my hand. I could have technically 6 lands in hand. The crab. Sure, I keep that. Atraxa. A little bit of a downside here with the Indulgence. I can't discard the Atraxa. But yeah, if you that's why I play the Raffine's Tower, by the way. I have Path of Peril, so that's a reason to play it in the sideboard. Okay, opponent's just goofing around now. I guess that's not... Yeah, technically they stopped me from having the 7 mana option there, so there's some merit in doing that, but yeah, okay. No, I meant to say I have Raffine's Tower, Yavimaya Coast to help cast Atraxa, but I also have treasures from the Collector's Vault here, so that helps. Okay. I think the crab... I mean, the crab is fine. Let's see. Negate can go. Collector's Vault is probably a bit slow. Crab does not seem that amazing. Let's see. I want the cut down. I want to go for the throat. Path of Peril, Gix's Command, Sheoldred. And Edict's fine too. I mean, Edict, bit weaker on the draw, I guess. I'm sorry about that. But yeah, it seems fine. Okay, so we have 5 discard outlets. Maybe I need the Collector's Vault, but it does, honestly, it does seem really, I don't know, clunky. I don't know. A big 5. Maybe I cut 1 consider for a wall. Okay. I have like so many 1-drops, I don't need all these considers. And the crab, I actually played against mono red, and the crab was good enough to beat them. Or at least to like stabilize against them. So that happened in 1 game 1. I think I boarded it out, but yeah, I think it's fine. Okay, this is an interesting hand. I'm certainly missing the discard outlet. And that's why I put the Collector's Vault back in, because yeah, you do need the discard outlet. But yeah, I'm not mulliganing this hand with like 2 removals, 4 lands. That's good enough. Sure. That I don't need. Ah, perfect. And this means we're already at 4 types. Squee has to go for the throated. Yep. Could make him... it's probably fine to do this. could find Virtue of Persistence, so I'm just doing it now in case I find that. Yikes. Ay. Magic, magic, magic. Sometimes you are really brutal. That's the one component about Magic, you know. That's why I like older formats also. Like older formats like Legacy, for example, it's much more difficult with most decks to like have non-functional draws. But in Standard or even Pioneer, you know, just sometimes you draw too many lands, you lose. That is how it is, unfortunately. Yeah. Well. I mean, I haven't lost yet, but if I find the shift here, and a cut down would help, I guess. That's why I kept up the black. I was hoping to find cut down. Okay, so shift means I gain 5, make a 7/7. Maybe I'm okay. We'll see. Okay, that's fine. Just don't do anything devastating. Okay, that's 5 damage. I can live with that. They have Monsters Rage? Looks like it. That would mean I'm... No. That is 8. And one last card? No? Okay. Yeah, I was really missing a cut down. This draw was like on multiple level very awkward. If I would have had cut down, that would have helped a good amount. So now the question is, do I want to do it at instant speed or do I want to do it now? I'll probably just do it now because in case, like, it's pretty obvious that I have it, I think. This is just better in case they have a 2-mana, like if they have a Play with Fire on top of their deck or find it with the Jaya. This is worse though if they have exactly Threaten as their last card in hand. So pick your poison, I guess. But I mean, they have more Play with Fires, more Lightning Strikes than they have Threatens, I would guess. There's a Play with Fire. Yeah. So for example, if they reveal this, then I can't play Graveyard Shift anymore. I'm just dead. Right, so. Go to 4. Block, go to 2. I mean, I live. Squee puts me to 1. 1 is not 0. But I'm likely dying on the next turn. Yeah, I was just too slow this game. Block here and block there. Turn 6 Graveyard Shift, not enough removal, just 2 removals. That just... Oh, okay. Well, I have to kill my own Rhino, though. So I can go up to 3. Maybe I'm okay, we'll see. Maybe. Yeah, get rid of you. And play this tower. I mean, I'm a green source away from casting the Atraxa. Attack here. And chill. I have Otawara, which can disrupt my opponent a little.
Just let me catch my breath.
I mean, it looked really grim. This game looked really grim, so I'm kind of surprised I'm in it. I think I'll just bounce you. Just do something with my mana. Go for the throat. Should I just play Virtue and then can get these guys back? If I discard Atraxa somehow, I can get Atraxa back. If this dies, like I could have 8 mana. Could go for the throat this and then get it back virtue at some point. I'm not gonna attack. If they have Godric, like there's some things I die to, but just sitting here and keeping up the go. Oh, actually, this has reach, so Godric does not kill me. This kills me though. And a Godric. No, what am I talking about? Nothing. This doesn't even kill me. No. This doesn't kill me. What am I saying? Godric. This also doesn't kill me. Nothing. None of this kills me. I'm at 3 life. Can get back a squee now. I can't kill I can't kill this in like the upkeep. That doesn't work. So I go to 1 if they play fire, I die, obviously. Okay. Just get the squee, I suppose. Because then they cannot get it back, which yeah, that makes sense. Okay. So I can go Path. Destroy your Kumano. Play this. What if I do this? What do I die to? I die to 2 attackers, right? I guess. I think I have to do this though. It's so good. Because it means that they exactly die to me, and if they have just 1 creature, I'm okay. If they have 2 haste creatures, I'm not okay. Oh no! Wait, no. Oh, okay, I'm good. I can kill with the trigger on the stack. Oh, I was like, oh shit. Oh, I was like, the wicked roll token is gonna get me, but no, I can kill him with the trigger on the stack, and that I can destroy, so. I got him! Wow, what a turnaround. Gosh, when I had that hand with like 6 lands, I was like, okay, I'm done. But hey, Titan of Industry too strong, apparently. Wow, tight. Crazy, on 1 life, Jesus. Ay. That was a good game. Whew. Hey. I think this is a bit too dicey. 5 lands already many, no early removal. I'm on a draw. Okay. Well, I mean, do you keep the 7 or do you just keep the lands and beat this blue-black control deck? I think you have to keep the 7 drop. The question is still, which land do I keep? I guess I don't really have double black. I've considered, I've cut down, so getting rid of the Takenuma seems fine. Alright. Looks like we're playing against ramp. Lots of ramp these days. Titan of Industry, quite nice against them. Stomper counter? No Stomper. Consider. Mirrex can also provide the 1 green shot mana for your Atraxa. Like you could keep it until turn 7, but that's a bit far-fetched, I would say. There's a Mirrex. That's going to be very good. It's going to be a Mirrex game, but my opponent is ahead 1 turn. Okay, sure. Well, they do Mirrex stuff. I'll use my Collector's Vault. They have Leyline Binding to get rid of the vault. It's kind of interesting. At this point, I could even try to hardcast the Titan with the treasures. Yeah, alright, you got it. This means they don't make a Mirrex, which I'm pretty happy about. So, 2 types. Not too many yet. Okay, well, Mirrex it is, I guess. I mean, one poison could matter in the end. Nah, that's fine. I think I want to keep up Make Disappear and have the ability to also Mirrex in the same move. Stomper. Yeah, in a matchup like this one, I certainly hope to not have to spend my mana. Not like I really want to just cast draw spells every turn, of course, because they give me so much time. I can like really make my hand great. So they played this postcon, so I actually have to kill it before, I guess. Or I could just chill, and then I could use my make this. Yeah, okay, I'll just chill. The second Mirrex. Where's my Field of Ruin? When I need it. It's not good. Okay. They, I mean, this makes me think they have a pretty stacked hand. Like, just going for your 7-drop when you have double Mirrex. If they just had 1/7, I think they would just gone, you know, with the other line there. Okay, at this point, I think I just get rid of this. Welp. I'm just being a blue-black control deck, alright? That's what we're doing today. Don't play an Atraxa, please. Yeah, I think we're gonna counter that. Like the 7-mana sight is very threatening. I guess I could maybe, yeah, okay, maybe this was bad. I should have just countered the 7-mana sight of the card because that actually takes an entire turn for them. Yeah. I mean, I lose 1 Mirrex. Ooh. I was like, oh, it's turn 7, I'm drawing a 7-drop, not bad. Yeah, in this deck, doesn't necessarily mean you can cast it. Atraxa I could have cast here, but I mean I only played 1 Yavimaya Coast, so it's not like I will be able to, like, if this would be Atraxa, often I would not be able to cast it either, so. Yep, you got it. Well, sometimes it's simpler to just cast your card. Oh, my deck failed. Top 18, no Tainted Indulgence, no First Knowledge, no yeah. I guess 1 Collector's Vault. I had 1 Vault, which discarded my Titan. But if I don't find my Graveyard Shift, doesn't help. It's getting kind of close, though, for my opponent with these Mirrex tokens. Like, they played a Stomper here. I Edict the Atraxa, of course. Hey, actually, they go to 9, huh? They don't have a sun. Wow, okay. They don't have a Sunfall. They might just die. Right? Like, the Mirrex is real here. Looks like they have a binding. Which makes sense. Yeah. They're waiting until I tap. I mean, they really need a Sunfall because I'm gonna have... Sure, they kill 1. Then I'm gonna have 4 poison creatures. Well, they had 8 poison. Okay, let's fire it off, I guess. No reason to wait, really. Okay. Welp. So I can put him to 8. Well, I could really go all into this by playing the Titan here, but that's probably not a good idea. Yeah, I think I should just pass here and hope they don't have... Like, if they have Sunfall... The only way they win is Sunfall, pretty much. No, they're tapping white. Archangel of Wrath, I guess, would also do it. Yeah. In that case, it would have been better to cast the Graveyard Shift, I guess. And here's also a situation where I'm actually so low on cards that Atraxa would be better than the Titan of Industry. Maybe I'm underestimating Atraxa. I don't know. It's just like, I played a Control Mirror and I got Atraxa back and I just discarded to hand size a bunch of times. Then I was like, maybe I should get something that has like more bodies and does things. Like I lost to like a 5-color domain ramp. Not a ramp deck, just a 5-color control deck with Leyland Binding up the Beanstalk because they could just killed everything and had 4 Atraxas. And I was like, if I had Titan of Industry, I could blow up these Leyland Bindings. You know. Anyways. Yeah. I guess I'll just do it. I mean... Oops. Let's return you. I'm just hoping my opponent is sort of out of gas. I think I'm going to blow up this up the Beanstalk instead of the Collector's Vault. I have a Collector's Vault already. I really just want to stifle their card draw. Okay. The poisonous attack has been stopped. They have another Leyland, they have a go for the throat. Okay, yeah. I can also play Invasion. Yeah, that's a combination of cards that is pretty difficult to beat. I need another Graveyard Shift, and that might not even be enough. But hey, post-board I have these Disdainful Strokes, so the matchup should get a lot more comfortable for me. Oh well. You can also tell that, you know, the ladder has been full with good players, I would say. People are preparing for the qualifier, and yeah, they don't want to mess up. All right, that's not gonna do it. So it's perhaps not the best time to try your brews while everybody is shocking around, you know, wanting to win it all on the qualifying weekend. Okay, a bit too many cards, I guess. Trim like a Considerer. I do need some removal. Like, Edict is certainly the best, but I mean, yeah. I gotta be worried about those Topiary Stompers, that's for sure. Maybe I just don't play the Duress. think I want all the big guys. I think the crab is good. Everything is good, you know. Too many good cards. Okay, let's run it like this. It doesn't feel great to cut Consider because, I mean, I kind of needed to smooth out my deck, but in the end, I guess that's sort of a low impact card that you can get rid of. All right, play first. Sure. Maybe the deck needs more discard outlets. It's like, I kind of want to play Consider because I can then also trim on lands when I have Consider in my deck. But having more discard outlets instead of Consider would also be nice. I think I'm gonna Duress here because I do want to take the Beanstalk if they have it. Shit, that's brutal. Okay, that's just brutal. The triple Stomper. Stomper is probably the best card against any blue deck. Whoa. Okay, this is just not meant to be. Oh, this is a painful one. Wow. The Duress into the Beanstalk off the top. Have mercy on me, Lord. Have mercy on me. Wow, this is just the pain. The pain is real. Oof. Oof. I'm hurting. Yeah, Stomper is the best card against control decks. It's cheap. It's a 4/4. It ramps them. It's insanely good here. Really, really good. Really impressive. And just their hand is just absolutely perfect for this matchup. Interesting. Playing around make disappear. Wow. Okay, sure. Really wanting to make a natural land drop instead of having your card be countered, I guess. Oh, this looks like a counterspell. Maybe they've just drawn 2 Hurt Migrations. Yeah, it just looks like they've drawn 2 Hurt Migrations, I guess. More Leyline Binding? No. Okay. No, the domain ramp deck is just so strong, honestly. It's really, really good. The card quality is so through the roof, and it just all works out with the mana and all that. My opponent getting an island. Okay. Well, that's kind of nice. Yeah. Get the Titan in the bin. Graveyard Shift is on 4. I'm just missing a 2-drop. Would have been lovely if they would have just played Stomper, and then I could, you know. Sadly, they did not do that. No, all these negates also don't look that great. Maybe I have just too many negate duress effects in the deck, and that's the issue here. That duress into the Beanstalk. I mean, that's just wow. Wow. Brutal. And now they can play Stomper, and I can't even, like, do I have to play to make this? It's just so painful. And at this point, also, if they have one Disdainful Stroke, I probably can't win this game. Yeah, best deck in the format, or second best deck in the format against my Brew. My opponent draws the Beanstalk on turn 2 after I duress them on turn 1. I mean, you know, you can't win them all. You can't win them all. You have to realize you're not, you know, you're at the mercy of. Yeah, another Stomper. I just don't have a good play against that, and I'm just gonna die to these 4/4s. That's awesome. I guess I can make Disappear, just, you know, make him pay. Make him pay. There's a Collector's Vault. Make him pay, yeah. And then let them then play Graveyard Shift. No. This is so bad. So bad. So I guess what I have to do, I have to do this, and then pass the turn. It's so unfortunate. And just hope. Yeah, I don't know. I don't even know. Just, yeah, no, okay, I have a plan. Yeah, I'm gonna just pass the turn again, have that Graveyard Shift, and hope that's enough. At instant speed at the end of turn. But like their incentive is even they're incentivized to play this because they also draw a card. They're sitting on Leyline Binding as well. I mean, this player is just too good. I cannot beat them, seriously. This player is too strong. It's too strong. I could get back Atraxa, and the next turn can get back Titan. Yeah, let's just pass. Let's see. I just hope. I have to hope for them to make a mistake at this point. Yeah. They played so perfectly as well that they didn't play their second Stomper into my Make Disappear. It just cost me the game. It cost me the game. Okay, at least they are not going for the Atraxa, but this likely means that they're sitting on Disdainful Stroke, I would guess. Just last two unknowns, Disdainful Stroke and Leyline Binding. I mean, you gotta be kidding me at this point. Like, right? Like, you gotta be kidding me. Like, they just have the complete perfects, as if they just had Vampiric Tutor every turn of the game, right? Okay, so you're telling me your last two cards attracts a Leyline Binding. So yeah, at this point I have to react because I'm at 8. So I guess I have to get the Titan into play. Yeah, okay. Sure. Well played, I guess, opponent. Well played. I'm a slightly bit salty. Like, this is just, you know, I do want to have a chance. If they have Vampiric Tutor every turn of the game, I don't have a chance. You know. They're already playing very good cards, you know. Can they not have a little bit less luck, you know? Well. They have the Leyline Binding for the Titan, then I block the 4/4, and then, you know, they're resolving the Atraxa as well. They draw a card. I mean, this is just... Who are we kidding? We can... Yeah, whatever. I mean, I guess I could draw Graveyard Shift, and then get an Atraxa into play, and then hope the Atraxa was just bad. Yeah. No, if you want to win the qualifier weekend... Okay, they found a Disdainful Stroke. I'm out. If you want to win the qualifier weekend, Domain Ramp's pretty solid choice. The Esper midrange, Domain Ramp. Those two are the decks. 1 mulligans. Yeah, I can certainly keep this. We have the Fatty and the discard outlet, so we're just missing the Graveyard Shift. Whew. I gotta lick my wounds after that Domain Ramp player just absolutely blasted me. Okay, another Spurs headquarters. Maybe I can revenge myself on the Ram players. I do think that matchup should be alright, you know. Another Beanstalk on turn 2 on the play. Ooh. No, not again, not again. Oh, not again. Oh, yikes. Yeah, Beanie is quite strong against the blue decks. Turn 2 Beanie is quite good there. Okay, but this is much more my liking, you know? When you actually get to do stuff and set up, when I can go first into Scattered Forts, they can draw some cards, you know? I'm gonna have my engine online hopefully very quickly, and then it looks like they will have their engine online too, because I don't have one of the 5 counterspells. I would love to have one of those, but nope. No such luck. Guess you could play Spell Pierce. Spell Pierce against the Beanstalk. Opponent's missing land drops though, so that's... If I would have countered that invasion, they would have been knocked out. Knocked out of the game. Yeah. Fortunately, I didn't have the counter. Okay. These lands are pretty cool looking, not gonna lie. Perfect. Yeah, I'm a bit low on counter spells, I guess, in the main deck, which you do need those against the ramp player. Okay. Well, I haven't found the shift yet. But a counter spell is good. Especially knowing that they don't have lands, you know. I already know that they have a bunch of spells. I mean, it could be 2 Sunfalls, it could be like a Leyline Binding, it doesn't have to be Atraxa, but it also could very well be Atraxa. And having to make it disappear makes me feel comfortable here. Interesting. I could bounce with Otawara. Just, I could also destroy it with Graveyard Shift. If I would be so lucky to find it. And by that I mean I have Titan of Industry, which can just blow it up. Now I have to use another counterspell. 35 cards in my library, 25 cards deep. Haven't found my combo piece. This isn't how I wanted this to go. I could play my own Virtue. I wish I had a little bit more luck in these games. Come on. Yeah, I mean, do I do this and try to find like a crab? Which I still have 2 in my deck and then a Negate to be able to counter something, or do I just go for the Virtue and then just basically pray that there's no Atraxa, no bad thing happening, no Leyline Binding even. Because Leyline Binding would be a huge blowout as well. I mean, 2 mana, trade, draw a card. Beanstalk makes everything so much harder. Like, that just means they don't ever run out of steam, it feels like. I think I'm just extra frustrated at the Beanstalk because, like, I know they usually run like 2 copies of that card, right? They don't run that many. I still can't find the Graveyard Shift. Guess I do like to go for the fruit, but guess I take this. At least I found the crab. I mean, that's a step in the right direction. Everybody on ramp, huh? I think I played ramp 4 times, like 3 times in the last 4 matches. Where's my Graveyard Shift? Come on, come on. Okay, finally. All right, discard that and discard this. Okay. Now we're talking. They have 4, 8 mana. I could blow up the beanie right now. Bit worried about. No, I think I found my line. What I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna get an Atraxa into play. Then I find another Graveyard Shift, and then if they Leyline Binding my Atraxa, you know, I can just get the Atraxa back, and at that point, you know, they're in trouble. So I'm gonna have Atraxa triggers over and over. figured. I figured you would do that. There's the shift. Take a Negate. Do I take the Titan? I guess why not? Sure. Like when the game goes super long, I guess I can just start playing these virtues. They probably will just crack this briefcase, I would guess. So I'll just pass. Yeah. I hate that card. I hate it so much. It's the new bank buster. Oh god. Do I negate that? Do I play some sort of tempo game? I probably try to play a tempo game where like I use the negate on their Sunfall. So if you think about it, I will have 18 power on the battlefield at the end of turn. So, you know. Ay. Whoa, you give up? Okay, I mean, yeah, what does it tell me? I guess they... I don't know. I mean, I go end of turn, destroy this, have 7/7, 4/4, Atraxa trigger, look for another shift. Okay, yeah, I mean, this is how it's supposed to play out. Okay, I made one change. I cut a Negate for Dissipate, just to have another card against ramp. No cut downs. I guess I did trim some considerers, cut the virtue. That's 60. I guess I could cut a go for the throat and play like Duress, even though it did me badly. But I feel like Duress at least can take the beanstalk on the draw on, you know. Oh god, don't remind me of that last game. It was so painful. It was so painful. Yeah. Maybe I can trim a Titan. Maybe that's fine because like the games go long and then you find a Titan and then you don't need like multiples. You just need one. It's usually enough. Yeah. I don't know. I wouldn't necessarily do that in fast matchups for sure. Like in fast matchups, I think you need to keep the Titan. It's like again, you have these discard spells. So you can just discard it, right? That's at least the plan. Moving into 6. Okay, we have the combo. Leyline Binding. Huh. Man. Raffine's Tower costing me here if that would just be, you know, anything but a Raffine's Tower. I feel like because this is the turn where they play Stomper, if they play Beanstalk, I would have wanted to negate it, of course, but if they play Stomper, I feel bad, so. Okay, nothing happened. That's pretty good for me. Just cycle. Alright. Finally a ramp player doesn't have a broken start. Okay, Mirrex is good, but I can beat a Mirrex. Titan. Then we want to establish... how do we do this? Maybe just discard Jace? It's a bit of a unique card. Could discard Go for the Throat or one of my counter spells, I guess. I think the Go for the Throat can go. Like, if I think about it, they don't have Stomper at this point. Probably gonna be okay. So, well, yeah, they can make a couple Mirrex tokens, but as soon as my Titan hits, I'm gonna be okay. Although these decks also play Disdainful Stroke, so you gotta keep that in mind, I guess. Which means I could just get stroked in the end. Oh, Field of Ruin. Oh. I should have discarded the Jace. Ah, that was loose. Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, that wasn't great. What do I do? I could play Jace and plus him and keep up counter magic. Could play Collector's Vault. Maybe I just play the Vault. So many reasons to not play a Dimir deck in today's words. I mean, Mirrex, one of them. Beanstalk, another. Yeah, I messed up. I should have not discarded the Jace. That was quite bad because I should have discarded Jace. I was just like, discard lands, right? Go for the value. Oh, actually, I don't have a 1-drop yet, do I? No. Could just discard the Consider. But yeah, I should be fine. Like, I think I should be fine, right? Like, Duress, you don't say. Like, my plan is to just tap out and put a Titan into play. That's my plan here. Sorry, when they tap out, I put a Titan into play. I'm gonna do that. Could use the treasure so they cannot. I think that's some next level stuff. It's like they could technically leyline binding the treasure end of turn and then prevent me from countering a spell, but that's some really next level stuff. Like in this situation, I think it was better to get the Titan and to get the Atraxa. Like, just more impact. And I already have a stacked up hand. Could I get rid of the token? Interesting. Don't want to take care of my 7. Now you want to take care of my 7/7. Isn't that interesting? Isn't that interesting? Huh. Alright, I'll counter that. I don't really have an answer to the leyline binding. The only other answer I have is another Titan. And I don't have that. And I do not have I only have one Titan in my deck and I don't have the graveyard shift. So like I'm looking for both. I have neither. So I think I should actually negate that. Okay. So 2 planes. That makes me think they have Archangel. They're not getting an island. Makes me think they don't have Disdainful Stroke. I hope I'm not missing. Oh, they do have Disdainful Stroke. And a Sunfall and an Invasion. Huh. It's a pretty weak hand. I'm surprised. After that last match against Domain, I'm like, this has to be insane. They always have everything, right? And I'm seeing hands that actually don't do anything. I'm like, huh. Alright, this is how this goes too, huh? I kind of want to blow up the Mirrex for good. Although it is a nice turn to play Jace as well. Could also hit him for 7. Make another Mirrex. Make invasion, doesn't really do anything. Play Jace plus here, attack for 7. Just bring on the race. Alright, sure. Talked myself into playing Jace. And giving them a Mirrex for another turn. Put on that pressure. Yeah, I mean, my deck, this brew is obviously a little fragile as well. Because, you know, you are reliant on a 5-mana spell to resolve. The trick with it being flash, obviously nice, because that makes it a lot better, right? A 5-mana flash card is easier to resolve. Oh, but I don't have anything. No. Do not have anything right now. I could minus with the Jace, though. I'm just sitting on these. I mean, I kind of have them locked in a way, so I'm just gonna continuously plus. And yeah. This game I really had a perfect draw, didn't I? Like multiple strokes. Just my opponent really not having that good of a start. In Mirrex, you know, is nice, but it is slow. And in the end, you can just overpower it. But it does put pressure on you to do something. Like, for example, if they wouldn't have activated the Mirrex again, I likely would have won because, sorry, they could have had me sort of under the gun with the Disdainful Stroke if they had it at that point. Like, I can't really go for it as long as they have that. Haven't conceded yet. Okay. Interesting. I will attack. How about that? Oh. Alright. Sure. Alright, alright, alright. I will scatter, and then I will Jace minus. That goes into the graveyard, I can tell you that much. Just take a shift. Shift is good. Can't have enough shifts. Mill, mill, mill. Exactly 20. Draw 3. Nice. Found a counterspell. Making me very happy. And we can even hardcast this Atraxa. Just got it all. They can get themselves a 4/4. Which I can blow up with a Sheoldred's Edict, so sure. They have 1 unknown. Which I can Disdainful Stroke. It needs to be like a go for the throat. Oh, okay. Yeah. That is GG. That's game. Alright. We beat the ramp deck 2-0. Well, if they don't, you know, draw perfectly, I guess he can beat them. Alright. Well, I think that was enough of the little brew showcase. Let me know what you guys think. Maybe you have some ideas. There's certainly one card some of you might have already thought about is Invasion of Amonkhet, but you know, I wanted to keep the deck instant speed, but that's obviously a card that is interesting, which you can play like with Render Inert or Graveyard Cemetery Desecrator to flip it and then get the Atraxa or Titan of Industry that way. Lots of little shenanigans you can do. But yeah, let me know if you guys enjoyed this video, this little brew, and if you have any ideas on how to improve it or whatsoever. I think it's sort of like tier 2, tier 3 camp or what have you. Certainly not tier 1. But yeah, it's a sweet one. I mean, who doesn't want to put Atraxa and Titan of Industry into play at instant speed? All right, guys, thanks for watching as always. See you in the next one. Bye-bye.